So I've been living here in South Korea for a year and a half now as an English teacher. And honestly, I thought I was going to live here for at least 2 or 3 years. I feel like 1 year just doesn't really scratch the surface of anything. And plus, moving to another country is a lot of work. So why did I call it quits after just 1 year of living here in South Korea? Even though it seemed like I was thriving, I was just starting to make friends and build a social media presence, and I'm having so much fun. So why am I calling it quits? Well, you're about to find out. Grab some coffee, grab some tea, get comfy, because we're gonna be spilling some of this. This is tea, by the way. By the way, I want to preface that if you clicked on this video thinking that I was just going to roast Korea for like 20 minutes straight, I'm sorry to disappoint. This is not going to be that video because I already feel like you know the reasons why Korea could be an unpleasant place to live in. It's like one of the most depressed countries, the low birth rates, getting overworked, getting underpaid type thing, competition. There are just so many things that you probably already know about, so I'm not gonna go over all of that. I kind of wanted to just update you on my individual journey and the reasons why I chose to cut my time short here, because I feel like it's kind of largely due to my own shortcomings and being unable to put in the work and integrate well into society. By the way, hi, my name is Kat. I am an ex-accountant and I came here to South Korea to become an English teacher and to see if I liked teaching kids before I put in the work to go back to school and get an education degree. Finally came to a verdict after a year of pondering whether or not I should pursue a career in teaching and education, and I will get to that in a bit. So let's talk about the reasons I'm leaving. The first reason is this thing called directionless productivity. Here in Korea, everybody knows that you become more productive than you probably ever have, like you work harder than most of the world. Korea is a burnout society, which means that everything is based on achievement. The rate of people having a second job here is 54.8%, and that is up from 2022 statistics where it was at 42%. So I always just felt like the need to hustle here because I was just afraid I wasn't going to be able to afford anything nice in life. So as an English teacher here, obviously you're going to be able to get by on the salary, but you know, past anything that, like if you wanted to actually start a life, you wouldn't be able to on the salary, which I'm kind of getting to the age where I should be considering settling down and figuring out how to afford to take care of maybe other people in my life. Currently still single, don't have to worry about that, but I was feeling the pressure. Actually, before coming here, I was not a coffee drinker, but after coming here, I realized that like I'm 24 hours of the day, I'm so exhausted. I did not feel the need to when I was back in North America. Basically, if you've been following me on Instagram, you've been know that I've been hustling. So this year on top of teaching, I've been working with like 3 different tourism agencies. I've been working with skincare brands, and obviously I'm burnt out and tired, but I think more than that, I kind of hated who I started to become because I was just putting out the stuff that I didn't want to put out, like cringe content, as you could say, like, and just not the content that I truly wanted to put out. Stuff had like no substance, and I just wanted to kind of like grow a skill in like some area, which I didn't feel like I was doing with the social media. So I was doing the 9 to 7 and then like 7 to 11 and then burning myself out and asking myself like, what was it all for? And I think one of the reasons why you get burnout is because there's a part of you that knows maybe like this is not fulfilling, this is not where you're supposed to be, this work is not progressing you forward in life. Every day when I laid down on my pillow, it wasn't like, oh yeah, I feel so accomplished, like I've done so much, I was so productive, like, you know, I'm moving forward towards my goals. It was more like, oh, I'm exhausted and I didn't even know what it was all for. And that really stung me because if I'm working hard and not knowing where my direction is, like what is the point of putting out in this hard work? It's like literally worse than doing nothing because at least I'm not like funneling my energy into something that I thought was meaningless. So there's this book called Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg McKeown. One of the quotes that stuck out to me was, essentialism is about making the wisest possible investment of your time and energy in order to operate at our highest point of contribution of doing only what is essential. And I just felt like I was doing everything but the things that actually mattered to me. And so what is productivity without direction? It's actually nothing. So I realized this, and I realized that, this had to stop. So this is a journal entry that I had in December 2023, and I was literally still writing that I was burnt out, but for some reason, I'm still burnt out. Anyways, so last year, I wrote down this quote that was so profound, and I should really be taping this to my wall. I probably will after, but it says, ask yourself, is the hardship worth it? Because if the hardship isn't worth it, then you should quit. The worst thing you can do is have it be hard and meaningless. Mic drop at that, really. Okay, so this brings me to the second reason I'm leaving, and it is because I realized I am not teacher coded. I feel like I knew this even before I started this journey because I wanted to get a sense of like if teaching was right for me. I realized I just don't really go above and beyond trying to become a better teacher. These days, I've just been super exhausted that I cannot physically plan lessons anymore. Like, I just go in sometimes and I just throw up a video. If we're like, for example, if we're learning a new grammar concept, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to explain this better than a video probably can. And why would I wanna waste like my voice where I'm literally talking for like 10 hours straight every day? I'm too introverted for this. And so I will just like throw up a video and then I'll just like help the kids if they have questions type thing. And I will say that one of the reasons why my mindset changed to be like this is because I feel like I don't like the Hagwon system. So the Hagwon system is like kind of like a cram school academy, private school. And it's $1 billion industry here in Korea. But basically, I just, it makes me so mad because the kids just like don't ever touch grass. Kids need to be able to play and explore and outside. But you know, like, this is just like not how a childhood should be. Like, imagine it's like prison. You should be able to go outside and like play hide and seek in the lake or whatever. Like, these kids, man, they just, I just feel so bad for them sometimes. They have like school from like 9 to 5 and then they go to like their piano academy or their taekwondo academy. And it's just like, when will these kids get to live? Yeah, I just want these kids to touch grass, you know? I just want them to feel the wind blowing through their hair. Play in the mud or whatever. I don't know what kids do. Just not be in a classroom 90% of their childhood days. The kids I teach are like 4 years old. Like, at 4, you should, yeah. Anyways, that's kind of like the biggest gripe I have with teaching and education these days. I don't know. I wish there was like a better system for it. Okay, so the third reason, I just couldn't figure out how to learn the Korean language and be able to speak it. Like, after a year, I pretty much saw no improvements in my Korean. And to be honest, I'm not even super mad about that because I just realized that I know that I wouldn't have been able to put in the time and effort to study and learn Korean. There's just so many other things on my plate this year that I obviously thought was more important. For example, work, social media, church, hanging out with friends, even reading other books, self-help, and watching TV and watching great animations and stories on the internet. So I just thought that like all of those things kind of trumped studying Korean. And so therefore I didn't really like learn much Korean, and therefore it's just really hard to live in Korea if you don't know Korean. Like, I could try to find a good job, but it like, because of my Korean language skills, like, I would just not be able to get a job. In the end, you have to know Korean to get a good non-teaching job in Korea. And I just can't see myself living here long term. I don't think that it would just be a really expensive place to like raise your kid. And you want to put them through all this, you know, like Hagwon, cram school stuff. Yeah, it's too tiger mommy for me. There's like other places to explore too. Like, I really want to live abroad in China, like Shanghai specifically, maybe Taiwan, Singapore. Actually, Shanghai and Singapore are probably like my 2 dream cities that I would like to go to next, and then like have the dream shattered. because, you know, reality is always very different. But I will say that I've learned a lot about myself while I was here, so it's like totally worth it. I don't regret anything. But I guess like the fourth and last reason I wanted to say, like, people just don't seem to take breaks, bro. This might just be like my privileged foreign ass like talking here, but my manager hasn't taken like a day off in like years. And like, I don't even think anybody's even seen her ever do that. If you get COVID, the school's probably gonna be like, these kids can't teach themselves, you know? Like, people always kind of give you like the side eye if you're like taking days off for like any reason whatsoever, like including family visiting, a wedding, like literally serious health problems. Like, people will literally judge you for that, taking days off for that. So, and just, it's a hamster wheel, you know? This is basically kind of like how I see Korean society, as a hamster wheel. I mean, like, can you really say it's that different from North America? But like, I will say that you, as a teacher, at least you get 2 months off per year. And here you just don't, you get 2 weeks. Maybe I sound like really entitled, but I'm just like extremely grateful that I live in a country that will allow me to take days off if I'm sick and like if I have COVID. I know this experience is like totally different for like many other people, and that's why I just want to say that like this is totally like very personal to me, but these are the things that I experienced while living here and is why the reason why my chapter is closing. So I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around and just listening to me vent / rant. I don't even know. If you have gotten to this point, maybe you enjoyed it or liked this video in any sense, so you should consider liking it and possibly subscribing, and that would make my day. Thank you so much for watching and just being here. I'm going to be uploading a lot more videos in the new year. Thank you, cheers, have a happy new year, and have a great day. Bye bye.